I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is September 4th, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So we talked about yesterday still being bullish, kind of neutral, but more being bullish. We looked at this response here as probably a start of an expansion, and it's exactly what it did. So it expanded up, obviously, here, and then we got here, we pushed up, and then we retraced back into this last resort of, I said we would want to see this Monday's first imbalance pretty much stay above it if we're bullish. And then I might have slightly forgot to mention that obviously last resort will be this one, and it came to this beautiful buy here, but again, expansion, we pushed up here, and then we retraced back into here. And then from here, we just pushed up now. We just cleared this. And what are we doing up here? Well, obviously, we're sweeping this guy here. We're getting into this breakout area here, and then this imbalance right here, gaps in right there, and so on, right? And that's exactly what happened today. So beautiful. I'm going to go over to Retrace as well, just so it can be clear. But remember yesterday we talked about possibly this being expansion. So yesterday we had these drives up I talked about. Then we had a flush for a retracement, okay? Pretty much carbon copy of today. So we pushed up here, drive 1, 2, 3, 4. So the way they do this is dirty, right? And just so we understand, got another speaker here, right? But in reality, it's just a higher low to the real higher high right there, this guy, after we raid up. And then we come back for the retracement, and look where we go. Can't make that up. So I'll just go over real quick. And just so you can see, Asia's low is not taken out. We have 10 o'clock news, so you have a high probability of it coming to get it, especially with 10 o'clock news, and especially with the delivery of this 10 o'clock candle, the way we were down here and we had a bearish candle start, right? So they're pre-fucking 9:30. They're, you've got these drives up, right? Higher low, higher higher. But from this leg to this final leg, you're gonna get the higher highs and higher lows. Then you're gonna have internal higher lows from that first leg as liquidity to then retrace back and get to liquidate them, and then you have a breakout area here. You have the 9:30 level, you have the first imbalance there, we have a push through. We were laughing about it yesterday, right? So this is a very obvious sign of where is my raid down. Getting back to this right here, they do a dump and pump first, right? We're bullish, and you want to be buying here, right? But the dirtiness of this is that we have this low, we have the range, we have the possibility of coming underneath it. They swipe underneath this guy first, they don't seal the opening range gap, but we're in motion already for another leg up. Possibly in a perfect world, you'd want it to just come all the way down beautifully, right, to get into the liquidity and then to be pushing up, right? But this is more of a in a buy sell buy, it's a pump dump first. So it's a pump dump, and then it continues. So it's a buy, sell, buy, right? So initially you got the drives up. This is when this doesn't take out that low right here, it's also a form of inducing people to get involved, right? And it does beautifully. It's a buy. It's a great buy. And even if you bought this, look how we're sitting at nested that first imbalance of the month, right? Very key. You can see the 9:30 is right. I'm sorry, the 50% of the opening range gap is there as well. But the point is that we shoot straight just to raid this liquidity to then come back down and then speaker out on this side, which is just really the retracement of this entire leg. So keeping it simple, once you get up here, and look at they're straight bullish candles. And this candle right here is a very big sign that it's going to reverse. Why? Well, because we are on an oversold. So what they were doing is they were doing the finale here of these drives in that range. And then when we got here, they retrace back so they can get the people who are going to consistently try to buy this. And then they come for the raid specifically. Look where my entry is. It is on 50% of that first imbalance. So what do? Well, we get a drive first, and then this is the sucker to get you in, which is fine. You know, high probability of it not panning out. Comes in as a resistance just real quick to break the breakout traders, and then one more drive. But what are you realizing here? This is buy 1, buy 2, buy 3, buy 4 for that range. Now when we sell down, watch this. Sell 1, because it shouldn't be down here. If this is a range and a higher high and a higher low, and you expect it to be that easy, right? You shouldn't have came underneath that first imbalance. You shouldn't have came underneath the 930. You shouldn't be down here even. So what's this? A little switcheroo. You can see that this is sell 1. Retrace. Sell 2. Retrace. Sell 3. Retrace. Sell 4. Retrace. Sell 5. Watch how we do that the same way going on the opposite way. So once we retrace, now we're looking for the new expansion. I know I may be making this difficult, but what's going to help you in your trading is that you definitely want to wait for a raid. So this is a consolidation as well. So we have an expansion, and then from an expansion, it turns into a consolidation, right? In a beautiful world, we'd like for it to expand, then retrace, simple retrace, and then expand again, right? But they're going to give you a hard time, and this is what it looks like. Screenshot this. I mean, this is like the most beautiful pattern if you understand price action as far as going from phases of price. This is an expansion, and then we come back and we want to see a raid on the lower side to be a buyer, just like when we did yesterday here. Well, they weren't going to just make you buy it right here. This comes back down for the raid, which signifies now the real higher low to then start expanding or reverse, right? And that's exactly what this is. So notice that structure. I don't even have to draw it, but you can see that maybe, right? But the point is that now when we're pushing up, watch how many it drives up. I mean, it's loose a little bit here, but it's a birdie, turns into a birdie day, and it's still fucking going up right now, which is amazing. But notice how I have these circles here. I have the first one here, I have the second one, third one. Could even put a one up there. But what am I doing here? Well, when we have already shifted down for the retracement, we're looking for the reversal. Nice, beautiful for obvious finale candles, strong as well. That's actually very nice, because then I'm expecting all this price action to occur, which is what I'm going to expect for it to use this as an inversion before we even go back up there. I'm already expecting that. I'm expecting now this imbalance here. I'm expecting, by the way, this imbalance, which is, I didn't draw it, it would be in blue there, but I expect it to stay empty. That's a breakaway imbalance. That's showing and signifying strength. And look at the 50%, that wick candle, 25%. We're outside the gap. Now we're coming in. Now we get a push up here. It's a breakout area. This is an imbalance right here. We retrace back in at the 25% of the quadded gap. All right, we're also sitting at 50% of the opening range gap. But notice how we tag in. That's also an entry. So notice how when we're down here and we're coming down, they're looking all tough with this down candle, but in reality, it's kind of like your 3 drives right there. See that? 1, 2, and then bink. So little there, but it's really just 2 drives here. But the point is that this down candle, when we push up, look how we come back inside at 50% of the candle. It's literally at, if you do the candle itself, this last body down candle, that wick is sitting at 50%. It's also sitting at 50% of that opening range. I'm sorry, the first imbalance of the month. First imbalance of yesterday. This is from the month, right? And this is obviously from today. But you can see that look how we right at it. Beautiful. This expands up, and then that's another entry as far as when it closes here, as far as strength goes. That's an entry, and it's just gone. It's beautiful. But then what are we doing? Well, I'm not going to count this, right? But I'm going to count it for right now. Move 1, buying up, buy 2, retraces, buy 3, okay, and then I'm trying to get up here. What's my goal here? My goal, you can see after 25, we go to this 25, we get into this imbalance. Obviously, I could put it down. I could put a blue candle. a blue line here to signify the down candles, and we tag in it. And you could also do that right here. Now watch this area become important in a second. You can see that my goal is number one. My first fucking goal is to get outside of the gap, because that's exactly algorithmic. Number two, I have this projection here. We're trying to get into this 1 and 1.5. Notice how we don't get into the 1 yet when we get here. So okay, we push up, and I'm allowing a retrace, comes back into that first imbalance of today. Okay, and this is going to be fractal. I'll show you in a second. This whole model from over here, which is from expansion to consolidation to take out that you want to see a raid, and now you get your expansion. You get that. It's fractal. It's also happening in here. You'll see how I'm still allowing this. We sitting here right there. All right, they're fucking around. We're sitting here at even at the 25%, and then we finally try to push up. We get into here, but now I'm trying to get to here, but I have to squeeze it out. So we dip into this imbalance. I know it's high and it could fail, and we could have a raid, but I'm trying to squeeze out and be done for the trade so I can get in possibly for another entry. So it then rushes. I take it right here because I know it's pretty much going to be probably a wrap, because I move the stop loss here. This should stay empty, and if it's going any lower, it's going to be a problem, which it did. So then we go into this. This is me getting out, and see that stupid candle right before it happened? Beautiful, right? Okay, cool. I protected the profit. What do? Well, it retraced back where? Fractal price action, just like I just explained here. You have a consolidation, and you get, where's the real entry? It takes out at least that guy. So it takes that guy, that's fine, right? But then it takes out that guy. And notice we don't take out this guy right here. Notice that. So it's a raid. So what am I doing? I'm sniping this because I know what they're doing. I know that they're people are on their dick. They're trying to fucking get in here. Now you got late buyers here. So you get a so now let's count this again. When I bought from down here, this is really move 1 right here at finales, and then that's the retracement. So now that's buy 2, which I'm doing right now in this picture. Buy 2, pushing up. You see that? And I could be doing that all day. I was looking for the third one. I'm going to show you how I got screwed. And I left it alone. But okay. And you see this. Here's this imbalance here with this down candle. I got the blue line in this for sure. And then the majority of the bodies are sitting in here. But anyways, I know that. All right. And then I'm buying again. We push up. When we get up here, we're going to that next circle. I've already got it drawn here. And then I've already got this drawn here. I'm not confused. It's not random where it is. Then we jump right into it and we tag it. Right? And now I'm trying to squeeze it out. I'm wishing it's just a straight push candle. But now they're fucking doing that. Oh my God, look at this shit here. Let me go back. Oh, you fucking bastard. Oh my goodness, bro. You fucking little bitches. Woo. Okay. It's funny. Okay, so I'm trying to just get it, and look what the time is. I'm in London close. You can have a retracement. I'm not trying to be involved, but I'm trying to get this next leg. I do that, and I squeeze it, take it out, and it's just to show you that was me catching this to here, up to here. We just tagged it, and then we did this little final top right here. All right, so this is move 1, stops. Retraces. Buy 2. You just saw me do that. Okay. Retraces. But watch how they do this. I get into this trade and I'm trying to get a third push. But what do I not have? I don't have manipulation like this. This whole story. Pay attention to this because this is going to be helping your trading a lot, bro. I do not need to make any more videos after this. We're in an expansion, and in that expansion we have legs, right? That's why when I'm drawing this, it's inside this whole leg is a whole set of expansion and retracement and expansion inside it, and just one leg. And then we get up here, and then we should expect the same thing backwards. Anyways, the point is, and why you're like, why are you showing me a 15-point move? First of all, it was up here, right? So here's the story with this. So once I made this leg here, right, I expect a retracement, and it comes back here. I see this imbalance, and I have the correlation of the top of the gap bouncing. Okay, cool. But I understand that this, look at this guy right here. What if they want to come lower? So what do? They bounce it around. They stop. They don't take this high out. And I needed to take this high out for this, for it to, and I was gonna trail it because I was actually gonna be done. I'm already content with all this, just so you know. So now I'm in mode of where I'm just like, okay, let me just try to catch one more trade because the flow is still in my, it's still going in my favor, my flow, right? So okay, I'm cool. So I take this trade, it pushes up. I didn't squeeze it. I was going to, I didn't. I wanted this. Okay, it retraced back here. Now I'm slightly moving the stop loss here, like right here to the, then to right here. You see it here. It should not come down if it's really gonna push up, right? And guess what? They take me out, and I'm proving this to show you that I'm done. It's 12:18. I stayed longer for damn pretty much nothing, but at the same time, whatever. And look what happened. Oh boy, you don't say. So here's the same phase. This fractal price action that I just showed you over here to the left. So this is happening right here. It's happening right here. So you saw me buy. You saw me buy right here, right? And then it where did it take me out? Right here, right? Yeah. Remember? Boom, took me out right there. And then what did it do? So it started falling down. So I left it alone. I went to go eat. I was hungry, this and that. I'm walking down. I'm already like preparing shit. And what did it do? It came into this one. And I fucking knew it. I'm telling you some live shit, okay? So I knew it. Why? Because it rated this low. So this is a consolidation again. Raid. Boom. That's the buy. Motherfucker, it went all the way up. Boy, this is not random. Did you see that? Yo, that right there with that logic. So now what we've done here is we've made a higher low and we've expanded. We've done an expansion. So now we're going to expect either a retracement back or we're going to expect a consolidation just like this. Very, very simple, right? But the when they took this low out where I was buying from, I was like, bro, just get back in. Look at the oversold. Now it actually shows an oversold here. Dude, everything was perfect to buy this, especially when it blew past this candle with that inversion. Yo, I was like, fuck you guys. I'm going to go do my thing and eat. I don't care. I don't really want to trade anymore. I'm over it. Right? Yo, tell me why that was. Oh, look, bro. 5:15 and we jumped. Oh my God, bro. We jumped 130 something points from there. I would have got out here. Here. Why am I showing you this? What's this? That circle is the high, obviously. What's above that? What's the circle above that? It's this. What am I doing up here? You see this over here? I'm getting into this imbalance, but that's that first day. That's Sunday's high. Right? That's the current week's high. Right? It's in green right there. Look to the right. Look where my circle is. Look to the right. So they haven't tagged that guy yet. And I know that. And that's what this area is. And then from up here, obviously, by the way, so the low of this circle is, look to the left here. I have that low. See how we bust through it? That's a breakout level. Let me go to a higher time frame. You can see it. It's that guy right there. This guy right there. You see this guy right here? See how we bust through? And then the gap is right there. That's the circle. The circle's from this low to the gap's middle. Why? Because that's another low and it's sitting in the middle. And that's a breakout area. And that's 50% close of this imbalance right here. And the gap. And that's what I was doing with this. Notice the circle is right there. What am I doing? Because I know it's going to go there. And what if I drew another circle? You have the, by the way, I'm drawing the -2. The -2 is sitting also right there. These are very specific areas, I'm telling you, right? And then obviously what's outside obviously outside the gap is right there, right? And look how we rush and sweep above it. And look how we fucking come right back. And look how the bodies sit there and buy again for another, bro, from here, 582, Oh man. Anyways, bro. So, and this is me just not being involved. Now, the old general me would be like, okay, we're just going to keep holding it. But the way this high resistance has been, but if you take a look here, you can see the 4 hour. We had that imbalance. We hit this last candle. You can see the retracements. We dip right back in. You can't see it on the 4 hour. But you can see it on this 1 hour. Obviously, you have these down. Oh no, I ain't even going to go there. You're pretty much just in here, but X marks the spot literally with this. Look. That can't be random, right? But they got me right here, and I was a little pissed, and I knew this was gonna happen. So now let's look at it again. So forget this little guy right here, this little retracement. So we push up one, this whole little funky area. They're just trying to manipulate. That's a retracement. So buy one, retrace. Buy two, all this bullshit, retrace with the raid. Remember that. And then push up three, retrace. Push up four, buy five. Okay? So, I mean, at this point, it's just like manipulated. All right? No, buyers and sellers aren't doing that. They're just doing it because they know they can get away with it. And, buddy, we were on the money with that, man. Coming up higher. So we got a retracement here, and then this became the push up, and it's being strong. So we've done all this in a sense. How you like that? Cool. All right. So I'm making a long video short. I like to talk. Taking forever to get what I want to say. You had lower lows here. Before I even get there, we had this funkery here with this higher lows, and down. S&P. We pushed up, and then when we got up here, let me just delete this so we don't have it there. And then when we reversed up here, we did have a higher high here. So this should slither down. Look how they're slithering down. That was the sell. And then once we got down here, I'm gonna delete this. Once we got down here, we had a higher low and we had lower lows there. It's the reversal time. So speaker pushing up through, very common, and whatever dollar, and then I told you guys Dow was most likely gonna buy. Why? Because we talked about it rated there. So this was pretty much like a reversal, but if it's a consolidation and a reversal, it has to raid and then go back. So they took out that low, but they didn't take out that guy. And then they slithered that way. You see the candles, and it's just ready to push up quickly. I said we had time. It was a long video yesterday. Didn't mean to make it that long, but we're having good conversation here, and there's the buy. So if beautiful. They came down. This is exactly what I wanted to see with Nas. We would have loved to see, obviously, which was nice. I'm okay with a little pump first. Boom, you get the raid, and then boom, it's higher, high, higher, low. Buy, sell, buy. So we get the dump. This is my model right here, in general speaking. A dump, and then buy, sell, buy. Right? That's exactly what I would have loved to see, but we didn't get that. So, and then this price action is fucking ugly as hell. But the rest of this, is pretty cool. Pretty smooth. But I mean, no other opportunity. So for example, if I took this buy and took the profit, cool, came back. If I took this buy and took the profit, cool. What am I going to do? Get in here and then take it to here and sit with these small ranges? This is a thing where, in a sense, you probably just want to close your eyes once you took your buy and you just want to keep holding it. But hey, what are you going to do? Right? S&P also all the way back up. So we talked about being bullish. And that worked out, man. It was fanning up here. So we would have needed to see some aggressive movement down in Asia, London if it was bearish. We also didn't get that. So all they did was build structure up, and that was pretty kosher, man. So and yeah, similar here. But motherfuckers got me on that low, boy. And I told myself, I said, bro, just buy it. I'm like, what's happening, bro. But I don't want to get over trading. Just so you know, like, again, even though I'm able to do this, I still struggle with a lot of things that everybody does. Like, like I don't want to give the wrong impression. I mean, I do take losses. I do take over trading sometimes with sniping a little bit. I mean, it all depends. It all depends how things pan out as far as price action goes. But they know I'm on their ass, so they constantly do what they do with more raids or more liquidity sweeps, right? But we understand that's in the case. So in the big picture thing, don't trade before 9:30. Don't be involved. You want to wait for the opening range after 10 o'clock. Generally speaking, today we had the news in it. We had the easy drives. This was nice. I mean, I'm glad they didn't, keep doing it, right? But I mean, this area was very high key, and the accomplishment of Asia was just good. So but like you minimize the small losses. And even we're all gonna always take fucking losses. I don't care about, if there's one thing I'm great at, is like not caring about taking losses and not defining my trading, and then also not being stuck on it, and also understanding that I understand my range of trade is where it is. I mean, you can't make it up, right? I've already have all these levels determined before I take the trade, as you would know. But point is that if you're able to just take a couple losses at max, in general speaking, off the idea that you have or the model, well, then you're all good. But when you try to be involved too much and you overstay your welcome and all these things, and for example, you got some bright idea to start selling this or some shit, no, you got it wrong. So when we have this expansion, I'm expecting these legs and these short ranges to be the next buy for the next push up, and I'm being fair. So if you struggle with trading still, or whatever the case is, right? I understand. I don't seem to make this sound easy. This is the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, and I've done a lot of shit. And to be honest with you, we know it's you versus yourself. I don't want to sound cliche, but it's true. And then you understand, like, this type of price action here, it's inducing, but don't forget the structure that I gave you to come down. When you see that and you understand that, man, it just keeps you on point with that flow here, what it looks like. And in a sense, it still became a speaker, but it's still a higher low to higher high and a higher low and a higher high. So it's easy once you see it and understand it. But in the live price action, you don't want to be involved. They're doing this on purpose because they know that you are on their ass buying, right? So they don't have no other choice but to do this. But when you keep these losses small and you keep that sharp analysis and plan, I had this plan already. So before even the day started, this is pretty much what the plan was going to look like, in general speaking, however, or wherever price was. But we have too much confluence here. And then obviously, if I was to drag this out, that boom, bodies are 50% and buys from there, right? So, even without these levels, if there's nothing on the chart, dude, it's like, you could see this as a support block. That's fine and all that. And then coming up for the highs, and then this imbalance, right? And they're sealing most of it. Now look at these motherfuckers, dude. Wow, bro. But look, I'm not involved. Dude. You want to try to buy that? I mean, have fun with that. I understand each high or low. Yo, I haven't seen one of these days in a long time, but hey, we were on the right side. We understood that play, and hopefully you eating right now, because I'm talking a lot. What's it called? Nvidia actually not fucking going anywhere. And just to show you the bullshit, my dude. Yo, this shit looks heavy as hell. And we flying up now? Come on. Quit playing, dude. So, moving forward real quick. The funny thing is the 5-year doesn't show this at all. So this is not the 5-year. Unless it's going to come down hard. And NFP fucking really does some crazy shit down. I'll explain what I mean. Now I'm gonna give you the ideas that I don't expect that it's gonna happen, but We had this back and forth price action. If you remember the drawings that I was making earlier with the up, down, you know, right? Well, this doesn't really look like that too much. It does look like this, but this is completely different. But in a sense, the 5-year, it shouldn't be buying right now at all. It shouldn't be buying. And if it is the case, right, then it's like it's gonna maybe do some shit like this. The 5-year I'm talking about. Okay, and I know that sounds crazy, looks crazy. I don't expect to come down here right now. Okay, that's the 5-year. Okay, I would have to do that now because right now the 5-year, it shouldn't even be up here. So the 15-year is going to be similar to this, and what we've done, which is we pushed up. Well, we've came down. It's the AMD of the month, right? So we opened up and we pushed down for the wick of the, and now the body is above, right here, and you know we're gonna be making the body of the week and then make a high of the month. I'm sorry, not week, month. So this, in this case, it would have to, you know, maybe come back down here. Let's just say it comes back down here and then we push up. Okay, this is pretty high, so I don't know, it's crazy. Liquidity there, imbalance, beautiful. So this would be the 15-year, right? And in this case, we do have an expansion, and then you might get the retracement. So we're in an expansion now. Is it just going to be a retracement back, or is it going to be a consolidation raid and then expand again? So instead of it pulling back, like the 30-year is starting to look like the 30-year now. Actually, it is starting to look like the 30-year a little more, which is just a little bit more of like a fanning, which is just smaller retracements, is what I'm trying to say. So let's just say that's the case here. The 15-year will just keep going like this, and then the 30-year is very similar actually. But the 15-year is it definitely comes back deeper. So and that's pretty much it, man. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say here. And then tomorrow's NFP. So we're looking at the week. Strong. Man, again, do they want to come deep or not? So let me just think here. Yeah, I mean, even the first balance of this month, man, like, does NFP want to come and grab that again? What am I doing? So I don't know. I mean, we've been on this gap hard, buddy. Hard. So you guys take care. God bless.